Okay, we have a lot of people talking about the potential for 50-year mortgages. And so I wanted to run over the numbers with you quickly to compare them because 50 years seems like a really long time. Most of us know we're not going to live in one home for 50 years. So what does it really look like for a normal moving schedule? Okay, so we're going to do some math, and I'm not good at math, so hopefully we can follow along. So I'm going to do a mortgage payment, house on $400,000. Your down payment, you're doing 3%, so 12,000 down. Fixed rate of 5% because everyone has that 5% still in their heads. So that's what we're going to work with. And we're going to compare 30 years to 50 years. Okay. So on a 30-year mortgage and a 50-year mortgage, if you're going to sell at year 7, which is about the average, it's kind of gone a little longer now, 10 years, 7 to 10 years. But we're going to do 7 years, and then we're going to do 2 years, because what happens if you have to move quickly? Because that happens a lot. So 7 years. After that full 7 years, when you are paying down your mortgage, on the 30-year mortgage, your balance will be $348,623. So you will have paid down almost $40,000. On a 50-year mortgage, you will have only paid down $18,472. That is a huge difference in the equity you have at the end of 7 years. So if you're using the typical plan that we have, that we're going to buy a house and then we're going to use the equity in that house when we sell to buy a larger house or put a larger down payment, what does that look like? Okay, so let's consider 3% appreciation every year. That's pretty typical, although it's been higher in the recent past years. We're getting back down to that. So total equity after 7 years on a 30-year mortgage, you would have $132,000 and some change. On a 50-year mortgage, you would only have $111,000. Not that much of a difference between a 30-year and a 50-year in that case. So the longer you're there, the better that will be, although you're paying a lot more in interest over that time. But if you will have to sell in 2 years, here is where you're going to run into problems, because when you sell, you're now going to have all the expenses of selling, like your real estate agent commission, closing cost, all of that rolled in. So after 2 years, you will have paid down $14,511, some change there, on your 30-year mortgage. But a 50-year mortgage, you would have only paid down $4,259. That's not even going to cover anything if you have to sell at those 2 years, right? So you have to consider this when you are considering, will a 50-year mortgage be able to get me into a house now? Okay, that might be good, and then you can refinance down to a 30-year potentially in the future. But if something happens in that meantime, you have to be prepared of what you're going to do to make that move. Now, we don't know if these 50-year mortgages are going to actually become a thing, but it's just something to start thinking about, because what they say they're trying to address is the cost of housing, but this isn't going to make housing prices come down. It doesn't address that at all. And if you look back historically, when we went from 15 to 30-year mortgages, housing prices still went up. So you have to run the numbers. If you're not good at math like me, go to your calculators online. It'll help you. And you can reach out to me and your lender as well to see what's best for you.